Barely made a dent at all.
And I don't care to like not be doing schoolwork anymore.
Basically increasing his iron.
Freedom was like on the horizon.
This article assignment is done. This one is also not that bad.
To finish everything we possibly can this morning. Just kidding. I went on spring break. I have senioritis and it's hitting bad. If y'all don't know, this is my very last semester of college ever, and I literally could not be more excited about that. Like, oh my gosh, I've been doing school my entire life, and I'm not somebody who likes school, okay? I'm not somebody who enjoys assignments. I am somebody who has bared my teeth and I've gotten through it, and oh my gosh, the fact that I have chosen to pursue higher education not once for college, but twice for this master's degree and becoming a registered dietitian, oh my gosh, I literally can't believe it. And last year was my senior year. If y'all don't know, I got an accelerated master's degree, so I'll be finishing in a total of 5 years instead of 6, thank goodness. So I was basically during my senior year taking master's classes, and then now this is my 5th year and my final year forever. Let's go! So I'm so excited. But last year during senior year, I didn't get senioritis because I knew I had another year ahead of me. And I was like, I'm not going to get excited. I was sad when all my friends who were not staying for a master's degree were leaving and were graduating. But I was also just excited that I was going to have a whole nother year of football games. I was going to have a whole nother year of going out in Tuscaloosa and just doing all the fun things that I love to be doing. But now, I mean, guys, it's March. It's March, okay? That means that we have March and we have April. And I graduate on May 1st, guys, May 1st. That means that literally the day that April is over, I'm freaking out of here. That means that I have less than 2 months left until I graduate, and the senioritis couldn't be hitting me harder. Like, I could not be more ready to be done, and I'm trying not to wish it away. That's been my whole thing this year. Last semester, clinicals were so difficult, and the whole time I was like sobbing, crying, and I was like, I'm not wishing it away. I'm not wishing it away. Now I'm trying to I'm enjoying myself now and like having fun, but I'm still trying not to wish it away. I'm trying to hold on to everything. But the thing is, I've been, going out, I've been having fun, I've been seeing my friends, getting lunch, getting dinner, all the things. The one thing that has been struggling a little bit is my schoolwork, okay? Because I'm like, listen, I've done 5 years of schoolwork, okay? 5 years of straight A's, 5 years of precedence list. Like, I am ready to be done. And I noticed the other week, I was talking to my friend and I was like, I just realized that I have not opened Blackboard, which is our thing with all of our assignments. I was like, I have not opened Blackboard in a week. And I also don't care. And that is so scary because if you guys know me, I am pretty anal about my schoolwork and I really like to be on top of everything, making sure that everything's turned in. I'm always checking my calendar and I don't care. And that's how you know that I'm ready to be done and ready to be out of here. So the problem is that in the next couple days, I'm about to have to start having a lot of things be due because I've been putting them off. And if y'all saw, I tried to be proactive at the beginning of this semester and I did a whole video on speed running my assignments. It was the first week of the semester and I knew this was going to come. I knew that this feeling was going to come. And so I tried to do as much work that I could because right now I'm in 2 online classes. Theoretically, I should be able to get ahead on all of those online courses before the school year is done. I should be able to go ahead and do them. But I ran into a roadblock, and that was that not everything was open yet on these classes. So I'm going to pull up my Excel here so that y'all can see. I made this at the beginning of the school year, and I split it into things that were due before my rotation started. I only had one thing due during, thank God. And then the things to do between rotations, which is unfortunately where we are at now and what I'm about to have to start doing. Then we have a whole thing to do during my last rotation, and that doesn't even include my clinical assignments at all, so that's going to be rough. But right now what we have to focus on is this to do between rotations, okay? And as you can see, I have some things that are literally due in the next couple days. So I have got to absolutely get on that. And that's what we're doing today, is we are going back to speed running, getting this stuff knocked out, done as fast as we possibly can so that I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. We're just going to do it and get it done. And it's been extra hard because I've been trying to study for the registered dietitian exam, because even though I will have finished all my classwork, my bachelor's and master's degree, my 1,000 supervised practice hours, I still have to take the RD exam at the end of the semester, and the passing rates are not great right now. So I've been trying to study for that, which has been taking precedence over doing my actual schoolwork, which is probably not the best. So we are also going to be having to do that at the same time. So I am taking y'all with me, and this is part 2 of trying to speed run this semester and trying to get done, because this senioritis is actually like, it's infiltrated my brain. It's like a disease. And I know that now it's there. It's not going to get out, because all I can see is the future. All I can see is like, oh my gosh, like the angels of heaven are seeing it. I'm about to be done with school. I'm about to never have to do another assignment, paper, essay, test, exam in my whole life. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. I'm so excited. So y'all are coming along with me. Yes, I'm putting you in my pocket. I'm putting you in my backpack. We're going to the library, and we're going to knock some of this stuff out right now, okay? So bear with me, and if this is your senior semester too, then oh my gosh, girl, we're gonna get through it. And if you're not a senior, then please enjoy every moment of your life. And there are good things to come, and there are also good things to enjoy right now. So let's go and let's finish all of this stuff as fast as we possibly can.
And as y'all can see, we have a lot of assignments to get done. The 2 major categories are biostatistics, which tell me why I'm doing that class, I don't even know, and then also sports nutrition, which is NHM 515, which I am looking forward to. And though there are more biostatistics assignments, I do think that the sports nutrition assignments are going to take me a lot longer and going to require more of me. I also definitely forgot that I have this clinical prep stuff to do. I have basically a whole take-home exam to do before my clinical rotations start after spring break, and I don't know if we're gonna get to that. Okay, I think let's start with sports nutrition. As y'all can see, I already did modules 1 through 3, so we're now scrolling down to module 4 and kind of overviewing this content. But okay, I actually feel a lot better about this, because this is a lot less content than the previous modules, so I think it will be quicker. And we do have 2 virtual labs that we have to get done, but what I'm really worried about and what I really want to get done first is this case study, which I'm really worried about, but I'm going to look at it first and let's see. Okay, so it does give us information about a, like, pretend person, which makes me feel better. I was scared that I was going to have to find a person or make up my own information, but this looks like it will actually be easier, though it will still take a lot of time, so I think we have to get this done first.
I think I'm just gonna have to lock in on this and try to get this done as fast as possible so I can move on to the other things and still have time to study for the RD exam today, because I don't think I'm going to be starting biostats yet. I think I'm going to try to get all the sports stuff done before moving on to that. So let's try and get this case study done. Okay, I just finished this, which took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It is like 2:40 now, and I started at 1, so this took me like an hour and a half, which I was not planning for. But I basically finished the entire nutrition assessment, which it felt easier for me to write out in a paragraph. Like, I just was able to, like, boom, 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 write it out, get it done. And then I wrote about, like, strategies that I wanted to use, which was basically increasing his iron, and then, like, trying milk for, like, an electrolyte drink, which would also help with his vitamin D and with his protein intake. And then we had to find an article, so this was my little reference and my, like, summary. And it's actually a pretty interesting article about how milk has such great electrolytes in it, and it's also a good hydrator. So I put this in there, and that was a very interesting read. So now I'm about to download this, and then I also have to download the full version of the article that I found, and then I'm going to turn that into Blackboard, and then we are going to be able to move on to these other things. Though I don't know if I'm going to do the virtual labs today, or if I'm going to wait until, like, the next couple days, because I feel like those are going to be easier. And right now I kind of feel like I want to go ahead and study for the RD exam and kind of, like, break it up like that. So I think I'm going to turn these in, and then I'm going to do some RD exam studying. But it feels great to be in the library again, guys. I mean, I'm just, like, so scholarly over here. But it's such a pretty day outside, and I wish that I was outside. And boom, submit. Now I'm just gonna go, like I always do, and double check that it actually went into the grade book. So now when I go back to the homepage and I look at module 4, this is checked off. And now we just have to do these. And now I'm going to delete that sucker, and I'm going to turn this. This is like the most satisfying part of the whole thing, is when you actually get to like mark it out. I don't know if this is the color that I want to keep using, but I'm going to do that, and then bing, bang, boom, marked out, crossed out. That's the first thing from our between rotations that we're done with. And I also finished this too, so I can take this out because I did this during my rotation. It was due in February. And guys, I just cracked open my little past the exam prep book. I have to get done with this whole management section. Like, look guys, I have been doing, what is this section even called? I've been doing management concepts for like the entirety of this. I've been doing so many management concepts. Love my notes, so proud of them, but it's this one, and then I have one more note to make, and then I'll be done with management concepts. Although there are videos to watch on the virtual like part of the thing that I have, so I won't actually be done, but I'll be done with like the book side of it, and then it'll just be videos to watch, which will be interesting. And I wanted to have this done by the end of February, but sadly it is not so. It is not so, but that's okay. It's okay. Guys, I was legitimately so upset about being inside when it felt so nice outside. So I went and I felt myself kind of getting low in the middle of studying for the RD exam. So I went and I got a snack from the vending machine. I've never had these before, but they're doing the trick. I just wanted something crunchy and salty and good. And I'm literally just sitting in the grass outside on the quad. And this is just exactly what I wanted to do. So I'm just chilling and I'm taking a second and I'm taking it in and enjoying it, and I'll get back to studying in a little bit. All right, back at it. I mean, literally look how beautiful today looks. I literally cannot.
Okay guys, it is the next day. After I finished up studying at the library yesterday, it was time to just be done for the day, especially because it was the weekend and I just needed to like not be doing schoolwork anymore. So I finished that. Now I think my goal is about to be to get the 2 other assignments that I have that are due on Tuesday. I need to get them done. I need to get them knocked out, because even though I am planning to do a chunk of work Monday and a chunk of work Tuesday where I could do them, I just want to go ahead and get them out, not even be thinking about a due date, so that the next 2 days I can just lock in on the things that are like calling to me first. So I think I'm about to sit in bed and get these done as quick as possible, and they look like virtual lab simulations or something, so I'm hoping that they aren't going to take too long, but we'll see.
Okay, I was correct. We have 2 virtual labs. Let's go look at what they look like. So let's go instructions. And okay, so we're gonna go through this link. Oh, I hate having to make a free account for stuff. Then we're gonna do this lab, conducting a sweat test, which I actually got to see in person at my sports internship, which is epic. And then I'm just gonna complete this lab. Oh, takes an hour. I feel like I might be able to do it faster than that though. Maybe challenge, we'll see. And then save the certificate. We may have 2 hours ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, for these 2 labs. Let's see. Okay guys, I have finally made my account. Somehow it was making me prove I was not a robot like 20 million times. Okay, now we're gonna go to virtual labs and hopefully this will load. Good gracious. And then I need this sweat testing lab. Boom, conducting a sweat test. Oh,
welcome.
Oh,
to the
okay.
test.
I'll see y'all when I'm done.
Hydration.
Yeah, this might actually take an hour.
Depending upon
Okay, I think it's
rate.
only going to be taking like
As a general
20,
guideline,
25
the
minutes.
practice should
I
be
think
on
it's
the
almost
skin
done.
for at least.
Gorgeous. When I told you guys I thought it was almost over, it was not almost over, but I think still under 30 minutes and we're done. And boom, this is submitted. Now I just have one more thing to do in this module, which is another virtual lab. But honestly, I might wait until later or even tomorrow because I just really do not feel like it. And now we just have one more thing in this module and we will be ready to move on to the next one.
Guys, I just tried to go to the library to go do some work because like I really have to now, and I'm lucky because one of the assignments I was working on I thought was due tonight, but it's due in 2 nights, and I don't know what happened to me. I walked up the stairs in the library to the 2nd floor and I all of a sudden was like, I do not want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. I sat down at a table for like 40 minutes and at least read over the assignments that I have to do like by Tuesday, because today's Sunday, and I at least like did like kind of an outline of like what I'm gonna have to do for them, so like I have an idea about it. But there's just nothing in me that could convince me to do that right now, so I'm going home to go get in bed and watch a show because like I really just can't. Like it's just that feeling of like I don't want to, and I don't have to right now, so why would I? And I was just thinking about like high school senioritis. I was so ready to be done with high school. Like school for me has always been like a prison, and high school like in the last couple months felt so freeing because it was like you didn't have to do any work, everything was just done, and your whole life was ahead of you. Obviously my whole life is still ahead of me, but it was like freedom was like on the horizon. And like thinking about that summer and just like not having to do anything before college. And now it's like, it's also really exciting. But then when I have the little inkling of like, man, I don't want to do this work, instead of being like, but just get it done and then you'll be free, it's like, oh, just get it done and then you have to apply for a job. So I think that's kind of getting to me a little bit. But I need to reframe that because I am gonna have like 2 months at least where I don't have to do anything, and I just need to like think about that, and I need to think about the warm days. That's the other thing, is it's like, if you can't tell, it's like raining and gloomy outside, and I'm not having it right now. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go eat some snacks, I'm gonna go watch some TV and just absolutely rot in my bed because I feel like it. And I know that I'll get this stuff done tomorrow or the next day. So, yeah, basically I didn't get anything done. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay guys, it's 2 days later. Yesterday, I pretty much made myself sit down and finish that like athlete grocery store assignment that I had started to outline at the library. I just made myself do it and get it over with. And now it's the next day and I'm feeling rejuvenated in my efforts to finish all this stuff because I'm realizing that spring break is coming up really close and my biostatistics assignments are literally due at the end of spring break. And I know like today is Tuesday. And if I get to Thursday and these aren't done, they're just not gonna get done. So the goal is to finish everything we possibly can this morning before I have like a 4-hour meeting this afternoon on campus. So I'm about to sit in this bed and I'm about to get this stuff done ASAP. Like I need it knocked out. I need it out of here because after that, the few things that are left, one of them is my pre-clinical stuff, which I was supposed to do at the very beginning of the semester. And I guess I just thought that I was gonna have more time or motivation during this little break than I actually have. So we have to do that whole assignment. And then we also have to do a paper that is due like my first or second week of my clinicals, and I'm not going to be able to do a paper while I'm also trying to do a case study and all my other clinical things. So I don't know if that's reasonable or realistic to get done in these next couple days, but we're going to try our very best. But today, the important thing is biostats because that is what is due first. So I absolutely 100% have to get that out of the way. And so we're gonna do it now. Let me show y'all what we have to work with.
Okay, so as you can see, we've barely made a dent at all in the stuff that we need to do between rotations right now, which is ridiculous because I've had since 222 to now, and it just absolutely has not gotten done. So
This is a big undertaking, but I think that I can do it. I want to try to do all of this, literally this entire section of biostats. I want to knock it out today. I want to get it done. And then all of this other stuff is just, we're going to have to see. Oh, actually, wait, guys, look, I didn't even cross this off the other day. Okay, this is actually making me feel better. So right now, all the stuff that's due for this class is done. This is what I was talking about. This eating disorders paper is due on the 7th of April. And so that's what I want to get done as well. But that's not my problem right now, to be honest. Right now, we just have to get this other stuff done. And now that that's crossed off, look at that. Now we literally just have the biostats assignments to do and then our clinical prep, which I also, you know what, I really need to email my clinical preceptor today. So that's also going to go onto the to-do list. But first, let's freaking get this out of the way. And it looks like we've got 4 modules here, so we're going to start with module 5.
But if I remember, the quizzes really were not that bad last time, so I actually think this is not going to be that horrendous. Plus, I've already figured out SPSS, and if y'all remember, that was the hardest part about the first time that I was trying to do these assignments at the beginning of the semester, was downloading that, so I'm hoping that this will go by really quick.
Okay, let's start checking things off. Overview and objectives. Okay, gorgeous. Now we're going to check that off. Boom, easy. Module 5, learning materials. This one is also not that bad. So yes, this part is not going to be that bad. Then the first thing it looks like that we have up is an article assignment, which I remember this. Okay, so this is where I basically read an article and then I have to have like a quiz on answering questions about the article. Okay, so let's start with that. Let's start by reading this article, which I'm assuming is what this quiz is going to be on.
I'm going to read this article and then take the quiz.
Okay, that took me 3 attempts, but we got her done. So, okay, I really don't want to be doing this, but it's okay. Okay, the next thing it's giving us is examples of specificity calculations. Oh, good. Okay, this is only 2 minutes, so I'll watch that. And then it looks like we have an SPSS assignment. So usually what this means is it'll take me to, I need to like open SPSS on my computer, and then it will have me like do different things for it. And then I have a quiz. Okay, now this is what I forget. I don't know which one of these it is. I'm just gonna assume it's the first one, and we're just gonna see if that opens and go with that. Okay, yes, we've got her up. Now we're gonna start this assignment, and it's probably gonna give me some data to fill in, and then I'll do whatever it tells me to do based off of that. Okay, slay, we got a 100 on that one, and that one was a lot quicker because I watched that video on how to do it, and boom, really quick, really easy. So now that that one is done, let's go back down to the module we were on. And the only reason these say that they're not completed is because there's this option for a content mastery assignment, and that's only if you don't get above an 80% on the quizzes, then you have to do something extra. But I got a good grade on all of them, so that's why they look unfinished. So now, and that's also like I won't do that. So the only thing left in this module, thank goodness, is this quiz. So I'm gonna take this. God bless, good luck. I will see y'all when I finish.
I was kind of nervous because that quiz had a time limit of like 1 hour, but it was so quick. I think there was only like 5 questions, and it was like the easiest material of the section so far. So that's really awesome, and we just finished 1 out of 4 modules. So let's move on to the next one.
Okay, module 6, confidence interval estimate. Let's freaking get it. Looks like the exact same things we just did. This is our next article from the American Journal of Epidemiology. So we are going, okay, maybe I need to go through my UA libraries to get access to this. This is something that I'm gonna miss about being a student, is that you can't just have all this stuff at the tip of your fingers, because with UA libraries, you literally can have everything. Boom,
this article assignment is done. And if you see my other tabs literally up here, this is like my half marathon race outfit. This is 2 lab coats that I'm looking at for my graduation, and this is a dress I'm looking at for my graduation, and this is my BAMA account. So ignore my shopping spree up here. But okay, article assignment 5 done, making our way. Okay. Next one up is the SPSS assignment, so let's get it.
Also, hello, I forgot the fun of checking off my Excel sheet.
We have done everything from, I think we just did this. Okay, not as much as I was thinking, but we're making our way. Boom. Now we just have these left, so let's go get to this SPSS assignment 5.
Okay, we finished SPSS assignment 5. Thank goodness. That was only 3 questions, and it took me a very long time. Again, not an SPSS queen, but it's okay. We're working on it. We're taking our time. We're getting it done, but that is finished. So now I think the next thing up is our quiz.
Okay guys, quiz 5 is done, and I am officially ready to just get all of this just done. It's time to be done. So let's see how quick I can do this. And of course, module 7 has twice as much as those other modules just did. And okay, module 8, we're good, but this one is probably gonna take me a second.
Okay guys, holy cow. We did all of it. We finished literally everything, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Biostats for this little in-between period is done.
As you can see, I am changed because I'm already ready to go to my meeting that's on campus that I talked about earlier. I actually cannot believe that so much time has gone by because, oh my gosh, that took so much longer than I thought it was going to. But thank goodness we are done. We do not have to worry about biostats again for like another month. And then the next time that we do this little biostats thing here, next time we speed run it, it will be the very last time we do biostats ever. And it will be one of my classes ever to have finished because this is my last semester of college and we are just heading straight towards the finish line, thank goodness. So I feel much better having that off my chest. I'm still stressed thinking about packing for spring break and doing my other clinical assignments and also my sports nutrition assignments, but it's okay. You know what? We're stress-free. We got some stuff done today. We can be proud of that. And now I'm gonna go head to campus for this meeting, and I will see y'all hopefully tomorrow, the next time that I break open some of these assignments.
Just kidding. I went on spring break. So here's the thing. After you guys saw me last, I did go to that meeting, which actually ended up being pretty awesome. Our program director had a meeting with both the people that are in our group, coordinated program students, and the girls who are in the year under us. And we had a whole meeting about like salary negotiation and like getting jobs because that's coming up really soon for us. So that was really beneficial. Then the rest of the days that week, I don't even remember. I think all I could think about was like getting home and getting to spring break. Also, not to mention, I left for spring break on like Wednesday or Thursday. I think I left early Thursday morning. And basically what I did, because I know y'all are dying to know, what did you do for spring break? So the whole reason that this trip happened was because my boyfriend had a conference in Reno, Nevada, okay? Or Nevada, I apologize. I've been to California once, and besides that, I've never been out west. I've never seen anything out west. So I was like, perfect. You have a conference the first weekend of my spring break. What can we make out of this? So we flew out to Reno on like Thursday. And then from there, we spent like 2 days in Reno. We drove out to Lake Tahoe. It was like so gorgeous, so beautiful. I saw snow higher than 2 inches for the first time in my life. Like I actually like was on the verge of tears. I've never seen anything so beautiful, and it was so fun until we were really trying to walk, and then our feet just kept falling through the ground. I mean, it was like up to our knees in snow, y'all. Like it was so incredible. And like I'm from Alabama. I've lived in Alabama my whole life. Alabama usually gets maximum 2 inches of snow, so that was epic and incredible. Then we drove down from Lake Tahoe to stay outside of Death Valley. And Death Valley was the first stop on our epic hiking out west trip. Though the whole point of the trip was really supposed to be like a Zion National Park trip, but the first thing we did was go to Death Valley. So Death Valley really surprised me. It was so cool. I mean, it was hot, but it was like cool as in like awesome.
and I just have never seen anything like crazier in my life. We went on a hike that ended up being like so, I mean, we bought these like water like reservoirs to put in our backpacks. Okay, we're at Walmart. We're on the camping aisle looking for a water bladder, and I think I found what I'm looking for. This looks a lot smaller than I thought it would be, but I guess you fill it with water so it gets a lot bigger. But this supposedly holds 3 liters of water, so I think this is what we need, because I think we'll have this and then another water bottle with like electrolytes, but I think this is it. So I think I need to grab 2 of these. We bought them for Zion because we did the Narrows and we were gonna need water all day, but we ended up needing them the most for the hike that we did. It was like the Badwater Basin hike, and y'all, it was like literally the coolest thing that I've ever seen in my life. But we were so hot, and it's so weird out there because there's like no humidity, so like we were wearing long sleeves to protect ourselves from like the sun, which was like making us cooler than if we didn't have long sleeves on. It was a very weird concept for me to wrap my head around. But so we did that hike at Death Valley, and then we basically went up to the highest point in Death Valley and looked out over Badwater Basin, where we were about to go into the salt flats. And the coolest thing about us being there is there was actually water collected at the bottom of the basin, and it like that was the coolest thing ever. We went down and the salt was like rock hard, obviously, but like walking on it like hurt because the crystals were so large and they were like square shaped. It was so cool, and the way that the water was so like thin and it was like reflecting off of everything, like the sun was reflecting off of it and you could see like the mountains. It was just the coolest thing ever. So Death Valley absolutely destroyed us, but that part was so fun of our trip. Then after that was when we drove through Vegas. We did not stop, but we did drive through it, so I got to see a little bit of that, which was cool because I've never been there before. And then we drove on to Zion National Park, which was so gorgeous. The first day that we got there, we did like a shorter hike. We did the Emerald Pools Trail, and we did the lower, middle, and upper part. And honestly, at the time of year that we were there, the water levels weren't that high, so the pools themselves didn't look that cool, but the view of the canyon altogether was pretty awesome. And then we also that day got fitted for our waders and our waterproof boots, because the next day we were going to the Narrows, where we were going to go into 20-degree water that was up at about our hips at the very minimum. And I honestly did not know how much of a strenuous hike this was going to be. They even told us the day before. They said, okay, warning, the water levels are going to be probably like moderate to high rapids. I was like, rapids? I was like, what? I don't know why I had seen pictures and just imagined myself like walking so easily through them. It was not easy. It was actually like extremely difficult. We had no idea where we were the entire time. Also, we started our time at Zion, like at the Narrows, in like before the sun had risen. The sun rose at 7:30 and we got off the shuttle at like 7 o'clock, and it was dark. It was kind of terrifying, and there was some parts like we had no idea where we were the entire time, but it was so much fun. And we finally got to a point where we had to turn around, where we were like, we had these poles, these like walking sticks that were about as tall as us, and we were like putting them down in the water, and they went all the way under the water where we were poking. And so we were like, okay, so that would be above our heads, so we actually can't go further than that. And so we ended up turning around, and when we looked back on the map, we had probably done about 5 miles out and 5 miles back, so 10 miles total. So we were very proud of ourselves. It was very strenuous, but it was also very fun. Then the next day we did a short little hike the next morning that was like the Canyon Overlook Trail at Zion, so that was really pretty and into our time. And then we drove from there to the Grand Canyon, where I feel like, y'all, I looked over the rim and I was like, I feel like couldn't feel any like awe factor, because it was so it was so large. My brain thought that I was like looking at a picture. Like, I feel like I could not grasp any depth. It was just like so large. So we went down into the canyon. We did the I can't remember what the trail is called, but we went down into the canyon some, and that was really cool. And we got to see the donkeys that go down, which is like my dream. We didn't get to ride one, but we did get to see them, which was so incredibly epic for me. And overall, it was just like such a fun trip. And like us driving, Again, I've never been out west like that before, so just driving along the road in like Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, and just seeing like the massive canyons on the side of the road and like how gorgeous everything was, I was losing my mind. Like when it was my turn to drive, this is what my boyfriend's POV was. He would be like looking for a snack or something, and then he'd hear me go, wow, and then the next thing he would hear would be the car going dun, 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 because we were going off the road, because I literally every 2 seconds was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, I've never seen anything like this. What are you seeing this? Oh my gosh, it was so incredibly cool. So did that, and then also when we got back to Birmingham from that trip, we like I basically did a few other things around Alabama. Like I went to go see some family, like went around different places. And so basically just did not do any schoolwork, thank God, for the entire like week and a half that I was gone. So now it is after spring break and I am back in Tuscaloosa. And what's so funny is that the biochem stuff that the biostatistics stuff that I was doing with y'all, it's now time for that exam. It's actually, today is the last day that you can take the exam for that material. And so that's what we are about to do today, is we are going to take that exam. And the clinical take-home exam that I was talking about, that one y'all are gonna have to watch me do in my clinical prep video, because we do not have time for that right now. And also the essay that I was talking about for sports nutrition, we are not gonna have time for that. So that's gonna be done in about a week. But today, what we can do is we can do this exam. Well, we have to do this exam. There's actually not a choice involved. So we are about to do that. Y'all wish me luck. I've got to open up my computer, but this will basically conclude me speedrunning these assignments, because this is the last thing that I've got to do. And now what's crazy is that we are now in the last section. Like I split up at the beginning of the semester. I split up like things to speedrun at the beginning of the semester, in the break that I have between, and then what I'm going to have to do at the end, which is when I have my clinicals, because my clinicals basically end and then I graduate. Like I don't really have any time between. So all the rest of my assignments I'm going to have to do while I'm in clinicals and like doing all my classes and everything like that. So I'm just gonna have to figure out everything as it comes. But for now, this is gonna be putting this stuff behind us, and like that chunk is going to be done after this. So with all of that said, and after literally splurging to y'all about my spring break and how I failed to lock in before spring break, which I guess I kind of did, like looking back at that footage of me finishing all of those biochem assignments that morning, like that was literally torture. I remember going out like 3 times and being like, I can't do this, like I can't finish this morning, but then thinking, well, I have to, and thank goodness I did, because I obviously gave up immediately after. So with all that said, let's go open our computer and take this exam. Okay, we have 3 hours to complete the exam. Let's get it. Okay, y'all, that is it. We finished our biostatistics exam, so that is 2 out of the 3 done for this semester. The last one is going to be my last exam, which is so exciting, but that is completely finished, which means that this little period of locking in or whatever I was able to get done is over. So I am about to go and basically have to do everything to get ready for clinicals this upcoming week. So I'm gonna have a whole video about like prepping for clinicals, what I'm doing, like recovering from spring break to go and do that. And then also I'm so excited to bring all the content about clinicals and what it's like, what kind of things you do at your clinical internships and your clinical rotations. So I hope that y'all were able to lock in with your schoolwork with me, put me on in the background while you got some of your assignments done. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.